That single mistake costs the average household over $100,000 in lost income. It is not about how much you saved. It is about which account you touch first and which one you touch last. Get that sequence wrong, and you can hand thousands of dollars straight to the IRS for the rest of your life. I am going to show you the exact order that protects the most money and the traps that are draining retirees right now. By the end of this video, you will know 5 places retirees get their benefits backwards, and exactly how to fix each one, no matter your income or your accounts. This is not a video about working harder or saving more. You may have already saved enough. The real damage happens after retirement, in the order you pull money out. Social Security, your pension, your 401k, your IRA, each one is taxed differently. Touch them in the wrong sequence, and you trigger tax traps most retirees never see coming. Stick with me, because point 3 alone has cost real widows over $100,000 each. Let's start with the decision almost everyone gets backwards first. 79% of retirees claim Social Security between 62 and 64. But that early window is actually the best choice for only about 8% of people. Here's why that gap matters so much. For someone born in 1960 or later, a $1,000 benefit at full retirement age shrinks to $700 if you claim at 62. Wait until 70, and that same benefit grows to $1,240. That's 77% more, locked in for life. A major study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that almost everyone between 45 and 62 should wait past 65 to claim. More than 90% should wait until 70. Only about 10% actually do. The median household that claims too early loses $182,370 in lifetime spending power. Now, some of you are already shouting at the screen. Waiting until 70 is a sucker's bet. I could die before I ever see that money. That worry is fair, and the math actually backs you up sometimes. T. Rowe Price found that for a typical worker, waiting from 66 to 70 only pays off if you live past 84 and a half. One study found delaying from 67 to 70 only beats claiming earlier if you live to 89. Roughly 77% of 67-year-old men don't make it that far. And Vanguard found that for a wealthy retiree with low health risk, claiming at 62 actually beat waiting until 70 by $60,000. So the real mistake isn't picking 62 or 70. The real mistake is picking either one without doing the math for your own health, your own income, and your own family history. That's backwards benefit mistake number 1. Here's the second mistake, and this one is hiding inside almost every retirement account you own. Most retirees claim Social Security early, then leave their 401k and IRA untouched for years. It feels safe. It is often the most expensive decision they will ever make. Here's what actually happens. If your combined income, that's half your Social Security plus your other income, crosses $25,000 single or $32,000 married, part of your Social Security becomes taxable. Cross $34,000 single or $44,000 married, and up to 85% of your Social Security can be taxed. T. Rowe Price calls this the Social Security Tax Torpedo. Because once you're in that zone, 40 to 50 cents of every extra dollar you withdraw can disappear into tax. One commenter said it perfectly without realizing how common their situation is. They said their pension is tax-free, but it still pushes their total income high enough that 85% of their Social Security gets taxed anyway, no matter what they do. That's the trap. It's not just your taxable income that triggers this, it's every dollar, even income you thought was protected. T. Rowe Price modeled a real couple with a $2 million portfolio. By pulling more from their traditional accounts before claiming Social Security, they stayed in a lower tax bracket for 8 extra years. That single change cut their lifetime federal tax by $35,000 and left $106,000 more for their kids. The order you withdraw from your accounts can matter more than how much is actually in them. Now, here's the mistake that hits the people who can least afford it: widows and widowers. SSA's own rules say that when the higher earner delays their claim, it raises what the surviving spouse gets for the rest of their life. Most couples never act on that. They let the lower earner delay, or they claim together at the same age because it feels fair. A 2026 government audit looked at just 120 widow cases. 41% of them had a benefit problem. The audit projected over 5,000 widows had lost a combined $113 million by not delaying their own retirement claim. One widow in that audit was getting $1,826 a month. If she had claimed differently, she could have switched to $2,757 a month at 70. By the time the audit caught it, she had already lost over $10,000. This is not a rare glitch. A 2016 audit found 25,000 widows underpaid by $224 million for the same reason. If you are a couple right now, the higher earners claiming age is not just their decision. It is your spouse's future income decades from now. Here's a mistake that doesn't show up until your second year of Medicare, and by then it's too late to undo. In 2026, standard Medicare Part B costs $202.90 a month. But the moment your income crosses $109,000 single or $218,000 joint, that jumps to $284.10. Add the Part D surcharge, and crossing that line costs you at least $1,148 a year. One commenter flagged that exact joint threshold because most retirees have never even heard of it. A single large withdrawal, a Roth conversion done at the wrong time, even cashing in a pension lump sum, can quietly push you over that line 2 years later. Here's the part most people miss. If your income drops because you retired, lost a spouse, or your pension changed, you can ask Social Security to lower that Medicare premium using Form SSA 44. Most people never even know that form exists. Now, here's where the backwards order causes the most permanent damage. The IRS requires you to start pulling money from traditional retirement accounts at 73. Miss it, and the penalty is 25% of what you should have withdrawn. Most retirees wait until that deadline forces their hand. By then, their account has grown for years, and every forced withdrawal lands on top of Social Security and pension income, pushing them into a higher bracket. Roe Price modeled a woman named Sarah who did the opposite. She converted $123,000 to a Roth IRA over 3 years before claiming Social Security at 70. That single move dropped the taxable share of her future Social Security to 24%. It saved her $36,000 in lifetime taxes and left $22,000 more for the people she loves. The years right after you stop working but before Social Security and RMDs begin are the cheapest years you will ever have to move money into a Roth. Most retirees let those years pass by completely untouched. By now you might be thinking, this all sounds like just delay everything and convert everything. It isn't. One commenter pointed out they're a retired federal employee with a pension, veterans compensation, and no Medicare Part B penalty, and that their situation just doesn't fit the standard advice. They're right. The math changes completely depending on your pension, your health, your spouse's age, and how many guaranteed income sources you already have. What stays the same is this. United Income found that retirees who used their savings to bridge a few years and delay Social Security raised their odds of retirement success by 28% on average. Not because delaying is always right, but because most retirees never run the comparison at all, they just default to the earliest, easiest option. The fix isn't picking one rule and following it blindly. It's running your own numbers on your own claiming age, your own withdrawal order, and your own survivor protection before the IRS and Medicare run them for you. There's one more number I haven't told you yet. It's the exact age where waiting for Social Security stops paying off for most people, and it's not 70, and it's not 62. I break down that exact break-even age, account by account, in the next video. Watch that one next, because the order you fix first is the one that's costing you money right now.